Good evening. Right, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Tarka Dahl, and I'm going to show you the most simplified version of this ever. So simple that even a 10-year-old child could make it. That's me. So here we go then. Really, really few ingredients if you want to make this basic version. Like I said, so simple. In here I've got my ginger and garlic paste mixed. So if you want to do that, do that. I've got my spices all there, tomato, chilies. Now I didn't have 3 long green ladyfinger chilies. I had 1 fat one, so I've sliced that up into slices. 250 grams or 1 cup of red lentils, and then I've put about 3/4 of an onion in there rather than the half, and I've got the other sliced up ready for later, which I'll show you later when we do the Tarka. We've also got our 1/4 cup of oil, or 4 tablespoons, and 750 millilitres of water. So this is all you need to make a really, really simple, quick and easy Tarka Dahl. Without any further ado, let's get cooking. This is why it's so simple. You've got your onion in the pan. I've picked through my lentils. I've got them over here. Got my spices, got my oil, all in the pan. Chilies, tomato, lovely spices, and my salt. Lovely lentils, all nice and clean. Now we're only going to use 2 teaspoons at this stage. So if you got your garlic and ginger separate, 1 of each. That's that. And my water. Now my lentils have been sat there for a little while, obviously while we were waiting to begin. So I'm just going to put in just over 500 millilitres and just see how that goes. Because obviously lentils, the longer they're sat there with any water, they're just going to keep absorbing that. And that means that I won't need to put as much into the pan. Let's see how it goes. Obviously, if it turns out too thick, I can just water it down. But I'll be keeping my eye on that as it cooks. But if you're doing yours, washing yours straight away, I'd put the whole 750 millilitres in straight away and then go from there. If you need to dilute it a little bit more, go ahead. I'll show you the consistency we're looking for when it's done. But that's it now. Don't need to do any more to that until that's cooked. So see you in about 20 minutes. Okay then, it's been exactly 20 minutes of boiling. Just come and have a look. I wish you could smell this. This is so good. Look at the lovely colour there. And can you see the texture as well? It's a bit like porridge, I guess. So that's the kind of texture you're going for. Now, if you want it as a soup, like I'm doing this as a main, really. I'm going to serve it with rice. But if you want it as a soup, you can water that down even more. So that means that 250 grams can go a really long way. And there's enough flavour in this for you to be able to water it down a little bit more as well. And can you see, like, the tomatoes have all broken down into it? And like I say, it really is delicious. Now, if I wanted to serve it just like that, that'd be perfectly fine. However, we want to make a Bagar, or the Tarka, the final fry, because that just makes it a little bit special. In order to do that then, I'm going to take this off the burner. I only got 1 burner this week. I forgot to pick up the little cooker. So I'm just going to put this to the side. And then we're going to have a look at our toppings. So I've got here about 25 grams of butter. If you're using ghee or oil, just use a really nice rounded teaspoon. So we're kind of looking at about 20 mils, 20 grams, that kind of thing. But I just like chop the end off a bit of butter, put that in there, because I'm clearly not watching my waistline. We're also, in the recipe, so then use the rest of your ginger and garlic mix. Okay, so we're going to do that. But if you don't have ginger and garlic, you can still make this without it. Maybe you've got 1 clove of garlic and you could use that in your final fry, in your Tarka or Bagar. Just slice it really, really finely. Another thing I like to put in mine for a nice bit of warmth and also colour, dried red chillies. And these are ones that I dried myself that somebody gave me out of their garden when they had quite a lot of them. You could use cumin seeds. In the recipe I did say mustard, but I haven't got any mustard seeds, so I'm not going to be using those. But if you've got mustard seeds, you have a teaspoon of those. You could use, like I say, cumin. And then I've got really finely sliced onion, as you can see there. And that's what's left over from when I did the initial finely chopped onion for the Dahl. So let's get this on then. Let's see how easy this is. Just going to melt my fat, my butter. Move that out of the way. And I think we're going to have the ginger and garlic in there. And probably some red chilli. And I will do these onions. So the onions, because they've got quite a lot of liquid in them, we're going to do those first. And we're going to try and draw as much of that moisture out as possible. And maybe get them a little bit brown and crispy. So, see if we can do that on here without burning everything. I'll leave those. So, the reason why I'd recommend ghee, and it can be vegetable ghee or butter ghee, is because it won't burn like butter will. So you've got to be really careful. But I haven't got any. I couldn't get any. I tried in our local Tesco's and the big Tesco's. They didn't have any. So I'm not sure. I know the Weigh and Save in Penzance, they usually always have it, but I couldn't get there. So, or maybe the Asian food store. I don't know if they do it, but it's worth checking out. Little pan, I'm not used to using this. Just trying to stop the butter from burning on the side of the pan. But I need a nice high heat because I want to get them brown. So today I've cooked the onions 2 different ways to the way I usually cook them. So like I say, this is such a cheap meal. All you need is an onion and a couple of bits of garlic, really, and a couple of spices. If you don't have garam masala, leave it out. Use your favourite curry powder. It doesn't have to be any specific one. And a little bit of turmeric. That's all you need, really. So as you can see, they're starting to brown now. Without further ado, I'm going to chuck in the rest of my ginger and garlic. And we're going to fry this really quickly, just to let it get aromatic. And the smell is just incredible. Couple of chilies for some warmth and colour. It's really nice colour. there. Oh gosh, I just love that when that does that. And then usually I would just put that straight on because I wouldn't be cooking like this. But as soon as that goes in, you put your lid on, and that just keeps all the aromatics in your pan. And that butter or that ghee, that will form a nice little crust on the top of your dal. And it's just loaded with flavour. You can imagine what we've just put in there. Now, next thing we'd have to do is to taste it. Okay, then let's see what's going on in this pan. Oh, so can you see that lovely shimmering, shiny Tarka on the top? Got a lovely colour with your chilies there, and the flavour, the aromatics that's coming off of that is just amazing. So please feel free to try this. I'm going to try it right now. I would quite often put some curry back in that as well and get all of that off, because that is just delicious. So don't forget to do that at home. Right. You don't have to put coriander on top, but I just think it always looks nice, doesn't it? So this is our really, really basic, simple Tarka dal. Please try it. Please let me know how you get on. Let me know if you like it. See you next week.